Traveller's Soup. As I write this poem, I'm sat all alone, in a room with a table in an old lady's home. I've eaten all the soup that the old lady made, and reflected on events that the evening had played. So I thought it was best to write it all down, while the memory was fresh and not watered down. I made a mistake about a lovely old dear. Let me tell you what caused me to fear. It was a cold night to be alone on the moors, no streets of houses or chimneys or doors. As I made my way lost and alone, feeling so hungry I could gnaw on a bone, shadows made shapes of monsters and ghouls, feet soaking wet from walking in pools of mud and slime under a coating of ice, cuts and bruises and scratches from lice. Then in the distance a glimmer I saw of a light in a window. At last I would thaw, and the hunger and thirst and fatigue that I felt would soon be gone, and this nightmare melt. A little old lady answered my knock, with a smile on her lips, but in her hand held a rock. "Can't be too careful, my dear," she trilled. "There's people round here what have ended up killed. Come in, my sweet, take off your wet clothes. There's soup in the stove, made from meat and cloves. It's a special meat, which I catch now and then, particularly liked by travelling men." So I tucked into the soup, and lovely it was. But all of a sudden I stopped, because a shuffle behind me made me turn around to see the old lady with a knife finely ground. With a crazy scream she lunged at my chest, saying the soup needed more traveller's breast. Then all of a sudden the truth on me dawned. The traveller's soup was with travellers adorned. With a leap and a bound I flew through the door, vowing never again to eat soup any more. Then hearing a scream I stopped and turned round, to find the old lady lying flat on the ground. Are you all right?" I asked, being polite. "No, I'm not," she screamed. "You gave me a fright. All I wanted was some traveller's cress, which you were sat on next to my dress." With a sigh of relief I went back inside. The old lady followed, her tears she dried. I ate more soup, the last in the bowl. Fancy me thinking the old lady's a ghoul. How can I end this poem, I ponder, then look around at some bones and begin to wonder, could I have been right about the old crone? Is that a piece of human? Ah!